What's up, everyone? Welcome back to The Journal. This is my weekly series here on YouTube where I come here every single Monday to share the lessons that I'm learning with you guys as I build my artist brand as a music producer and a DJ in public. And this week, I'm coming to you guys from Seattle, Washington. I'm here at my wife's parents' house. We've been hanging out. We've been getting some family time. It's been nice. And I got two cool things that I want to share with you guys in this week's video. So first is a great question that I got in the comments. For those of you who don't know, I take questions every single week in the comments in these videos. So if you have a question for me, something you want my insights on, drop it in the comments. But this week's question was about the discipline that it requires to make it and succeed as an artist, and what my relationship with discipline has been throughout different chapters of my career. So I'm really excited to share a little bit about my journey and how I've had to lean on discipline to get to where I am today. And then also I wanted to share this counterintuitive idea that I've been thinking about, the relationship between risk and success, and how even though it feels like certain moves, strategies where we have a higher certainty of success are the right way to go, why I think actually the things that we do that we have a high certainty of success are actually the things that lead to failure instead. And so I'll get into both of these ideas, but let's start off with the brand growth speedrun. So as always, I'll start with YouTube. We're up 9 this week, 13,327. So not bad. We're also growing at a steady clip on Instagram, 14,923. So that's up 25 from last week. So we're almost to 15K. And then on TikTok, we lost 2. I'm not sweating it. It's all right. We'll get there eventually. We're at 12,065. So honest update. What have I been up to this week? So like I said, I'm here at Kristen's family's house. We're hanging out with her parents. It's been nice, actually. It feels like it's kind of the calm before the storm, if I'm honest with you, because the next 8 months, I have a whirlwind of plans. I've got so much new music on the way. I have so many content plans that I'm looking to roll out. I have a lot of gigs. I have a lot of travel. And I know that with everything that I have planned for 2025, it's going to be intense. It's going to be really, really busy for the next 8 months. And starting with Dream State, which I think I play in about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks from now. Starting with that, we're going 8 months straight on with very little breaks and a lot of activity. And of course, I document the whole thing for YouTube. So this week has just been kind of like a calm before the storm, leaning into hanging out with family, leaning into hanging out with friends. I've had the opportunity to hang out with Kristen's dad, go to the gym with him. That's been awesome because they live in Washington. We live in LA. So just being present with her family, hanging out with her dad. I never get to spend time with them, getting to know him more. And then also getting the chance to hang out with my friends. I got a couple friends up here in Seattle who are really 2 of my closest friends that I met through music. Actually, they just discovered my music on ASOT, and fast forward a couple of years and they're 2 of my closest friends in life, James and John. Got to go climbing with James. When I actually discovered, despite the fact that I haven't climbed in 5 or 6 years, I'm actually decent. You know, I used to climb when I was in high school, so I guess I have some skill left in the tank. It was a fun time. Got to hit the gym with John, and actually last night we were at a boat party in Seattle. It was a boat that goes out into Lake Union. It sails around Washington and the Sound. And, you know, there's a DJ playing on the boat. And one of the side rooms they had an open decks. So me and the guys, we jumped on. I had my USB on me. I played all the new tunes to like 7 people. But, you know, it was just a good time. So just been relaxing, trying to just mentally prepare for this really intensive, busy season that I have coming up for the next 8 months. And, you know, just trying to embrace the calm I have before all that starts. So let me get into, you know what, actually, let's start with the Q&A this week. So got a question last week, and it was the following. How hard was discipline for me before I started to gain some traction in the music game and gain a good following? How did I go about finding what worked best, setting boundaries and sacrifices? I feel like discipline is 100% what lies between us and our goals. And I couldn't agree more, man. I mean, it's honestly what I think about most. It's probably what I think about in my lived experience every hour of every day, to be honest with you. And there's a few things that I can share with you that I think can be helpful, which is first, that the early days of building anything are the toughest. That first year, 2 years, even 3 years, they're rough, man, because you have to work really, really hard. You have to upskill yourself. Things do not come easy. Things take a long time. You pour your heart and soul and energy and everything you have into what you're trying to build, and it doesn't feel like you get a lot back. And so those early days are the toughest, and you just have to have this extreme level of self-belief and this extreme level of really just hunger to make something happen. There's no other way around that. And you have to wake up every day and say, you know what? I want to give this everything I have, even though I don't see it working yet. Trusting first in yourself that you can make it work, and also knowing that if you don't give it everything you have, that you're probably going to have to live a lifetime of regret. Those are the two fuel sources that kept me going early in my career when I wasn't seeing any results yet. And I can tell you, man, I faced a lot of rejection. I put a lot of stuff out that didn't go anywhere, and it was hard. The early days are the hardest. I have a few other notes here. Finding what works best is just a process of trial and error, man. I mean, I've had to reinvent myself so many different times. I've had to try so many different things, and I've had to develop as a person and find my voice on social media, find my voice as an artist. And there's no way to do that without just putting a shitload of stuff out there. You can't sit there in your head and think about what the best strategy is. You have to just press publish. You have to send that email. You have to export that song and put it out to the world. And you learn through putting stuff out there. I don't even think you learn through doing in this industry. You don't learn that much by just sitting in your bedroom and making music and making content, but not posting it. You actually learn through posting it. You have to learn through posting it and then watching it 3 days later and cringing at the post. You have to learn through seeing what works, what gets the engagement, what gets people talking, what gets the reaction, what gets the A&Rs to respond to you. You can't learn those things just doing it in your bedroom. You learn those things through sending the email, pressing the publish button, putting it out there and seeing what everyone else says, because this is the entertainment industry. This is the music industry. And we are here to have our music heard. We are here to get our brands built. We are here to have our voices heard, and you have to put your voice out there to learn what works. The next thing here is about setting boundaries. You mentioned setting boundaries, and this is probably the most important skill that we have. You have to get comfortable saying no. You have to get comfortable declining social invitations. You have to be willing to stay in when all your friends are going out. It's going to be lonely. It's going to be hard. It's going to take restraint. You have to be able to say no. And unfortunately, you have to be willing to be selfish, because what our goals are, what our ambitions are, they are not normal. And what you are going after as an artist, if you want to tour, if you want to play festivals, if you want to build the brand and the life that gets you excited, that type of goal is incredibly difficult. It is a 0.001% thing to do. Most people don't have the ability to do it because they're not willing to make the sacrifices. And you have to realize that if you want that, if that's what you really want, you're going to have to sacrifice all the things that all the people who aren't doing that aren't sacrificing, right? Like Hormozy says this thing that always rings in my head, which is that the person who is ahead of you is the person who has sacrificed what you're unwilling to sacrifice. And so I think about this concept all the time. Whenever I have to say no to something that I want to say yes to, or have to stay in on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and I have to do things I don't want to do, that is the concept that I'm thinking about. So that's really what I have for you, man. I hope this is helpful. And, at the end of the day, just remember the early days are the hardest. That is where it really tests you the most. And just keep stacking days, man. Just keep stacking days and watch it grow. And you will wake up one day and realize, damn, I've come a long way. And you'll be thankful for your past self making all those sacrifices and stacking those days. So just keep at it, bro. All right, so let's get into the big idea this week. I'll keep this one short because I'm trying to keep these videos less than 10 minutes. But I wanted to share with you guys this counterintuitive concept that I've been thinking so much about, which is that in business and in entrepreneurship and in life as an artist, if you feel like the move that you're going to make, the strategy that you're going to roll out, the post that you're going to post, the song that you're creating, if you feel like it has a high certainty of success, it's probably a recipe for failure instead. Because there is, of course, we all know this, there is a relationship between risk and reward. And when you are always making the move or making the choice or finding the strategy that tries to reduce that risk, you have to remember that in reducing the risk, you're also reducing the reward. And so I have been trying to reframe this in my head, where instead of trying to find the safe strategy, trying to make the safe song, trying to make the safe post that feels like, oh, this isn't risky, this has a high chance of success. If it really has a high chance of success, and you know that, you've waited too long. It's not going to set you apart in the market. It's not going to give you the rewards that you're looking for. It's not going to move the needle for you because you've removed the risk and therefore you've removed the reward. So I'll keep this one short this week. Hopefully this can just serve as a reminder that if you are doing something that feels like it's safe, that feels like it's going to succeed, just question whether or not it's actually just something that's in your comfort zone. And if it's in your comfort zone, it's not going to force you to grow. It's not going to help you build what you want. It's probably not going to help you accomplish your goals. So it's just a reminder that I wanted to give you guys this week, and hopefully that resonates with some of you. So let's wrap this one up, guys. What do I have coming up this week? Well, I've been telling you guys this for a few weeks. On Wednesday, we're going out. We're filming the set on the bridge. I've been talking about that for a few weeks now. So we're going to do that. And then we're back to LA on Thursday. So a few last days in Seattle, prepping the set, getting all the materials we need, going out there. I'll take you guys along. And then we're back to LA to start this crazy, crazy season for the next 8 months. So keep an eye out for all of that. And I will see you guys next Monday back in LA.